Pakistan Army is lying, says BLA, maintains that its operation hasn't ended in Balochistan, claims 17 soldiers are captured. ED raids multiple places in the gold smuggling case involving Kannada actor Ranya Rao. In Kerala, the Syro Malabar Church backs BJP leader PC George's controversial stand on love jihad. Flag march in Sambal ahead of Holi. Many mosques change Friday prayer timings. Russian military says it has taken over Sudzha, the biggest town in Kursk. Putin visits the region for the first time since the war began. Setback for Sunita Williams as SpaceX delays mission to replace NASA's stranded crew. The confrontation between Tamil Nadu and the centre has gone one notch higher. Going beyond the opposition to the national education policy and the three-language norm, DMK-led Tamil Nadu government has removed the official rupee symbol from state's budget 2025 document. It's the first time a state has dropped the national currency symbol. The new logo has argued the first letter of the Tamil word Rubaai, which denotes the national currency in vernacular language. The logo also has the caption "Everything for All," a symbol of what the DMK claims is its inclusive model of governance. Now, as expected, the move has evoked sharp reactions across the political spectrum. The ruling DMK's opposition, as well as Stalin's allies. The irony? The rupee symbol was designed by renowned academic Uday Kumar, son of a former DMK MLA, and most important of all, it was adopted during the tenure of Dr. Manmohan Singh, because the whole idea was to indigenize the symbol of rupee. So it was Manmohan Singh that the indigenous rupee symbol was formally adopted in 2010. And now we have a war going on the very symbol which stood for indigenization. And on the war path is Stalin. Stalin calls NEP a saffronized policy. He says NEP prioritized Hindi over the educational needs of Tamil Nadu. Says Pradhan challenged DMK's stand on three-language policy, that's the Pradhan stand. And Pradhan says NEP fosters multilingualism and flexibility. But the big question is dropping the rupee symbol from budget correct? One. Has DMK set the agenda of North and South politics? That's two. And what repercussions will this have for BJP in South India? Because they want to have a space. Now let me play out a couple of important political reactions that they have come, and then I'll take this story forward.
The people of Tamil Nadu are aware what the BJP is trying to do. Now this is to ensure that what the BJP is trying to do to the state of Tamil Nadu is known across the country, is known by everybody to understand the nefarious designs of the BJP government. That is the main intention behind this changing of Rubaai.
DMK functionary son only. How can they do this? They claims that they are not. They are doing this with intention. How you see this?
See, the BJP is not understanding that the people of Tamil Nadu are able to differentiate, will be able to understand. Not every act will be an insult, but for BJP everything is an insult. Whatever is not agreeable to them is an insult because they have fragile egos.
Childish, as my president Mr. Annamalai said, it's stupidity to the core. This is foolish and nonsense. The rupee note or the symbol was designed by a Tamilan, that too by a DMK MLA, and it was praised and it was well taken, honored by the late Mr. Karunanidhi. And now suddenly his son Mr. Stalin comes and says that we will not accept it. and that too during their rule, DMK, when it was a part of Congress rule. So from now, from this itself we can understand the double standards of DMK.
2026, DMK feels that they will face the elections by talking about state rights on language and education. That's what the narrative they want to build, and this is yet another step towards the same. I challenge DMK on two fronts. If this were to be incorporated in the currency, let MK Stalin says that whatever he is going to borrow in the next year, the last financial year of his term, 1 crore, 1 lakh crore or 1.5 lakh crore, let him say that he will only borrow if this image has been incorporated in the currency. Let him also say the salaries that will be disbursed to the government staffs will carry this logo going forward. If he has got so much love for the language, once he says it, definitely AIDMK will stand by him to take it forward. Ask him to say this, then we'll see the next course of action. The theatrics and dramas will not give any result or solution to the people's problems. The people problem here in Tamil Nadu are breakdown of law and order, inflation. There is no peace in the state.
Okay. I'm joined by Mr. Sekar, political analyst and economist, Nirmal Abraham, columnist and political analyst. I'll be joined by Ramakrishna Upadhyay, senior journalist, and Advocate Nikhil Jain. In fact, all of you are there. Thank you so much. Just to give a sense of where BJP stands in South India, let me just play out a graphic for you, which is BJP vote in South India in the elections. Tamil Nadu, they had 11.4% of votes. In Andhra Pradesh, they had 11.4 again. In Telangana, they had 35.4. In Karnataka, they have 46.3. And in Kerala, it is 16.8. So it's not as if that Bharatiya Janata Party is absent in South India. Let me straight away go to Nirmal first. Nirmal, is it correct on part of Stalin to replace an indigenous rupee symbol with their own?
Let me start by saying I don't support any form of vandalism or vendetta or aggression or even what Stalin did today. But isn't that considered as a negotiation tactic or taking a stand? Because I think if you look at the currencies in which he presented this, the languages in which he presented this is, one is English. There is an English version of the budget, and there's a Tamil version of the budget, which essentially is telling BJP that, look, we support the two-language policy. Here we are with Hindi and with Tamil and English, and that's all we want. So I think he's trying to take a stand in this regard, especially because of delimitation as well as the three-language policy, and because we have a meeting coming up on the 22nd of March involving party members from other states as well. I think it's important that he takes a stand. So I don't entirely support what he did, but I think that he's trying to take a stand and also is trying to be the face of leadership in the South by involving other party members from other states as well. So I as I said, I'm not saying I support him, but I think he's trying to take a stand.
Mr. Sekar, was it correct on part of Stalin to do this?
According to me, it is only a child display. It is just an old wine in new bottle. Before July 15, 2010, we call rupee RE or RS only in our notes. We changed the symbol. I can show you, it is a Government of India note. Government of India is printing 1 rupee note. Here already there since the inception, since India became republic, one Rubaai, 500 rupee note printed by RBI. Ainuru Rubaai. The Ru symbol is common even in children book in Tamil medium before the symbol change. Because that time we put an English word, RS or RE. That time they use in Tamil books only Ru. So now to cover his inefficiency in administration performance, he is diverting the attention of the people. I am doing something against the language of implementing the third language. This is what is happening presently in Tamil Nadu. The second point I want to stress here is, what is the purpose? Is it going to serve any purpose for the economic development of the state? Nothing going to happen. just because you are changing, because you want to divert the attention of the citizens of Tamil Nadu that I am doing something for you. I am fighting against the central government. That's the reason he is doing.
Okay. Nikhil, do you think that this is a symbolic battle?
Absolutely,
I
Kartikeya. I don't think the much to be read into it. If that is a symbol that has been used in the Tamil language publication since a long time, and if the Tamil Nadu government is currently using this symbol only in the Tamil version of the budget and not in the English version of the budget, I don't understand why the BJP has to create such a hue and cry. I'm not denying that Stalin is trying to take a pro-Tamil stand. I'm not denying that he's trying to assert the Tamil identity of the state and his political party and the way they do their politics. But for the BJP's leaders to say that Stalin is trying to somehow show Tamil Nadu apart from India, I think that's just taking it too far. That's just making an already ongoing struggle into an all-out battle. That's not the approach that the BJP should take. And let's look at the context of all that is happening. It is happening in the context that the Tamil Nadu government is not ready to accept the national education policy because they feel that one way or the other it'll be a backdoor into Hindi imposition in the state. I personally don't quite agree with that, but I do see the merit. I do see some merit in what they're saying. That being said, it is upon the union government to make sure that they take the states along. It cannot be my way or the highway. This is not how this country has been run for the past 75 years. It is not how a country so diverse can be run. You have to respect the regional determination, the local language and the local sentiments of the people. If they feel that a certain language that is outside from the state is being imposed upon them, you need to allay those fears instead of trying to make it a battle between North and South. But sadly and unfortunately, that is what the BJP is trying to do. There's no point of bringing up how much vote share the BJP has in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka or elsewhere. It is simply about respecting the culture, the language and the heritage of Tamil Nadu and let them determine things on their own. Education, as we
Nikhil,
all know,
the point, the fact that,
education.
the reason why I have put this data is for very simple reason. Generally, when we have a sort of a conversation, we assume that the BJP is absent in South India. So I'm just putting up the data of 2024 for the fact that the party is present in all the South states. They might not have seats, they might not have big Lok Sabha numbers, but they are present. This is not Bharatiya Janata Party of 1990s. This is BJP of 2024. Well, keeping that aside, the
just to add on that, I my comment was not, in context of you putting out the numbers, in context of the general discussion that is happening. You have the southern parties claiming that the BJP has no foothold in South India. You have the BJP saying that we do have a foothold, and here you are, presenting the actual factual state. But I think that should not matter. Whether they have a number in South India or not, it should not matter.
Okay, now let's get back to Stalin because that's where the debate started from. That's where the point of, I would say, second narrative stemmed from. It stemmed from his son. The entire Sanatan issue he raised. The matter went to the Supreme Court of India. Let me play out a bite of Revanth Reddy now.
Government of India and Bharatiya Janata Party is conspiring against southern states in the name of delimitation. Delimitation is going to limitation for South. This is not delimitation. This is a limitation for South. At any cost, we are not going to accept that limitation. We are paying more tax than North India. We are more entrepreneurs. We are contributing everything for the nation. But Bharatiya Janata Party wants to settle score against South India.
Okay. Now, my question, Nimble, to you is, do you think that the Stalin has been able to unite South parties on the issue of population, delimitation, language, education and identity? Because it's not only Revanth Reddy, even Chandrababu Naidu has been openly talking about, having more children. So it's not limited to DMK Congress. Chandrababu Naidu is in alliance with Bharatiya Janata Party and he's spoken on similar lines. Nirmal.
I think eventually the South Indian states will fall in line. And there are two reasons for that. One, all of them, as you mentioned earlier in the graph, is ideologically aligned. Kerala is left, Tamil Nadu is left, and then we have Congress in Karnataka, which is center-left, Telangana, center-left. So they're all ideologically aligned. That's one. Two, they will all be on the receiving end by the end of delimitation 2026. If it happens, they will be at the receiving end. So there is a likelihood that they will all fall in line and they will probably take the same stand as Stalin. And everything that Revanth Reddy said in that clip, I agree with, because if, some people say, you don't have to worry about it because census hasn't even started. Sometimes you might have the same number of seats and there will be a tiny proportion change. But what happens here is we're not looking at the longer picture, because as of now, if you look at fertility rates, Uttar Pradesh is at 3.4, even after all of these years of trying to educate people about having lesser children. 3.4. Bihar is at 3. Look at the south. Kerala, the state that I am from, has a fertility rate of 1.5. Along with that, we have a migration problem. More than 5 lakh people leave each year to study and to migrate to countries outside of India. Tamil Nadu is at 1.4, Karnataka at 1.5, Andhra at 1.5, Telangana at 1.6. And so if you look at 2026, you could make the argument that there will only be a slight change. But what happens in 2036, in 2046? So basically, if you draw a line till 2050, you're looking at a picture where the South has very less representation, that it will almost become negligible.
The devil's advocate, the issue which Mr. Sekhar actually touched upon, and I'll go back to it. Do you think that by relying increasingly on population, delimitation, Sanatan Dharma, language, education, identity, Stalin is trying to ruffle his administrative record, which is under tremendous criticism from political parties?
Sir, this is not as on date that the population census itself has not taken place. Secondly, the Home Minister very clearly said in Coimbatore that as on date there is no discussion on it. Even if it comes, we guarantee that the southern states are not losing any number of seats. This is what the guarantee given by the Home Minister. Under these circumstances, all these points today, the DMK is rising only due to one reason. Exactly within another 13 months, they have to face the election. They don't have anything to prove that for the performance. When they don't have anything to prove for the performance, they are taking national education policy, or they are trying to take delimitation, or they are trying to divert the attention of the people with changing the simple. Like that, small thing doing. Simple reason is they are thinking that people are still in 1967. So, it is their model. Dravidian model always try to shift the focus on other area, from progress to other area. They are not able to prove to the government. We formed the government in 2021. We progressed like this. We brought development to this extent. Nothing they are able to prove as on date. So, to divert the attention of the people, they are trying to do with this small petty things.
Mr. Sekhar,
what they happened in
two principal parties in South India, ADMK and DMK, are both Dravidian models. There is no third model. Sir, is there a second model in Tamil Nadu, sir?
Sir, the BJP is only the third model which is coming inside the picture. In 1967, Congress surrendered to any one of the DMKs. Either ADMK or DMK, they surrendered. Sir, I was the student in 1967. Why this anti-DMK came into the India, Tamil Nadu, I know very well. It is the Congress policy. Congress want to rule the center, so they surrendered. Somehow, we want to remove Kamaraj from the state. How to remove Kamaraj? A performing chief minister. Only way, something they have to do in the minds of the people, as if they are putting in the minds of the people. So Delhi government, at that point of time, Indira Gandhi government made a drama as if we are introducing Hindi in the state of Tamil Nadu. You work against it. Like that, a drama done, they retain center, these people retain Tamil Nadu. This was happened in 1967. They are trying to exploit the innocence, because those days, no proper communication. Exploit the innocence of the people. Let us wait and watch what happened in 2026.
Nikhil, that's an easy explanation that it happened on behest of a sitting prime minister. But the larger issue is that Stalin has become a rallying point. I mean to say, very rarely it happens that the chief minister picks up an issue and it creates a counter narrative. Well, it entirely depends on what happens in 2026, because the elections are still far away and a lot of water needs to flow under the bridge till we can say that what has happened. But this brings me to the third part of the debate. And the third part of the debate is, do you think that South-North controversy is here to stay, Nikhil? Firmly rooted now. It's the big political debate of 2025.
Kartikeya, unfortunately, I do think that this debate is to stay. And the only reason this can go away is that if the union government and the parties from the south can sit on a table and discuss what is the way out. I think the biggest problem that we are facing right now in terms of things that can, drive up a fissure between the southern part of the country and the northern part of the country is the prospect of delimitation. Because we all know how the population has increased in the northern states, but not so much in southern states. And the Home Minister might very well come and say that we are not going to reduce the number of seats from Tamil Nadu or any of the southern states, but that is trying to fool people. I don't even know why the Home Minister needs to make such a remark, because if you do carry out delimitation under the formula that is given under the Constitution right now, which is each member of parliament should roughly represent the same number of people, a similar amount of population, then even if you don't reduce the number of seats for Tamil Nadu, you will increase the seats for Uttar Pradesh a lot more. And what it creates a net impact is a greater proportional representation for the northern states and a reduced proportional representation for the southern states. Now it is upon the union government, the BJP, and the southern states and the southern parties to formulate a solution. Whether do you kick the can down the road even further like the Vajpayee government did, and I think they did the right thing, or do you create a new sort of a formula where you give some sort of weightage to the population at the time of independence and the population right now? I don't know, but a solution needs to be brought out. It cannot be this badgering between Tamil and Hindi, South and North. That's only going to drive up fissures in the country.
Ramakrishna Upadhyay, senior journalist, he joins me from Bengaluru. Sir, the point of discussion is that the rupee symbol has been changed. Well, it's been changed for the Tamil version, it remains for the other version. But the point is that Stalin continues to raise this South-North divide issue every week. Every week he adds a layer. And there are two parts of this debate. One, is he doing it to hide his administrative failure? Or has he been actually successful in uniting the entire southern grouping on this issue, which entails population, delimitation, language, education and identity?
Again, I'm a little sorry for joining late because of the technical reasons. The point that I would like to make is I think everybody is just playing one-upmanship and they're not getting down to real issues. Well, either side, whether it's the DMK or the central government representatives like Pradhan or Nirmala Sitharaman, they're just trying to score some brownie points. Why aren't they talking about the real issues about the NEP and delimitation? I think NEP is an excellent idea, and the center should talk about its advantages instead of just getting into polemics with DMK. There is no question of any imposition of Hindi in that. Why don't they say that it talks about multilingualism? It doesn't talk about any language, any imposition of any language. One of the points that it makes is it talks about promotion of multilingualism in both schools and higher education. There's no talk about imposing any language. And it has so many positive sides. Why don't they look at that? And it has come after 37 years. And I'm sure, every party which believes in, giving good education to the people, should adopt it. Because
Mr. Upadhyay, so is Stalin's position about good education or is it about good politics? I mean to say we need to get that fact very clearly. Is it just about education or is it about elections?
I think it's now bent upon using this as an election issue. Is not at all bothered about bringing some changes in the education system or take the issue of delimitation. I think they should straight talk to the center. What is the parameters on which you are going to bring this? Why don't they talk about that? Why don't they say when it will come into force? Why isn't there framework for conducting the census or delimitation? These are the straightforward questions which have to be answered by the center. And I don't know why the center is not clarifying the whole issue.
There is another, Mr. Upadhyay, there is another aspect to it. And I want to ask this question to you. Whatever be the nature of the Dravidian politics, it's not ancient. Tamil Nadu, it's not ancient. And it's not, and this whole effort to inject foreignness into the Tamil culture, I find it very, very difficult to grasp because there are so many commonalities between Tamil Nadu and entire Indian culture. You got temples there, different avatars of the gods there, the same type of food there, the curry is also same there. I think the gunpowder is also used there. Some hotels you'll have garam masala there. the seafood, the texture might change from the Dindigul biryani might change from the Mangalorean one, but still the biryani would be there. I mean, so the people still eat mango there. I mean, so there is a commonality. I mean, so this injection of foreignness in Tamil, I just fail to grasp as an individual, because I think apart from the beauty and the ancientness of the language, there's so many common things, even in context of pilgrimage and other issues. And the Dravidian ideology is just 100 years old, or maybe 80 years old, or 120 years old. I mean, there was a Tamil Nadu before that.
Yes. Look, I think I'd like to say that two things can be true at the same time. On the one hand, I agree with Mr. Shekhar, who said that Stalin is trying to distract us from the other issues. Distract the people in Tamil Nadu from the other issues that are happening, like corruption, flow of illegal drugs and liquor that I've already spoken about earlier. But at the same time, if you notice, when it came to the issue of Hindi, nobody, including people in Kerala, because here in Pinarayi Vijayan supports the learning of Hindi, we learn Hindi in Kerala. Nobody really came forward as much as when it came to delimitation. Delimitation is a trump card for Stalin, because if you look at it now, he is the one leading the charge in South India. He is the one calling for meetings. He is the one taking the initiative, and people are talking about it, just as you said. Who's trending for the last 2 weeks? Who are we talking about for the last 2 weeks on this discussion? We are talking about Stalin. That's what he wants, because there is an election in 2026, yes. But there's also the India alliance that is trying to grow. And this can be useful for both, is what I'm saying, which is why I said it's true. Two things can be true. On the one hand, Stalin is trying to distract people from the corruption and the issues and the women's safety issues that are happening. BJP, on the other hand, is able to project themselves as the major opposition. Nobody is even talking about DMK or Congress party in Tamil Nadu. They're talking about only two parties. One is DMK, the other is BJP. So I think it's a win-win situation for them. But a lot of the people who are going to lose, as I said, in the case of NEP, my opinion is different. The people who are going to lose are the other children studying in the government schools in Tamil Nadu. When it comes to delimitation, I stand with the South. I believe that the representation of the South will be totally destroyed to a point that it's negligible. So in this case, I think that he's trying to take a stand, and I support that he's taking a stand, although I don't think it's right to remove Hindi altogether.
Okay. Mr. Padre, do you think it can backfire on the Congress? Because Congress is doing bastion politics right now, because they are not very strong in North India. But ultimately, you can't do politics in India without North India. They can take a very strong South position. But if you do that, you are also alienating other parts where you are present in whatever form you are.
I think Congress is falling between the two stools and not taking a stand. But at least Siddaramaiah is trying to. I mean, he has very clearly come out in favor of Stalin's stand on delimitation. He has said he will attend this meeting on the 22nd, which Stalin has convened in Chennai. And, when these representatives from Tamil Nadu came, he said, yes, I completely support what Stalin is saying. You see, I think this is the advantage of Congress here, at least in Karnataka. He has taken a very bold stand. I don't understand why these southern states are not getting together and pinning the center down on the specifics. Please let us know when this delimitation is going to happen, what is the basis on which it will be done, whether it's going to be just on population or whether there's going to be other issues as well, about the growth, about the contribution to the exchequer. All these issues.
You are asking $1 million question as to when delimitation is going to happen. It's like when will the women reservation bill will come, because that's also incumbent on delimitation. There are articles being written in newspapers that to foster unity, the delimitation should be it should freeze. The decision that was taken during Indira Gandhi's tenure should be respected, so that the trust can be built between South and North India. But then I at the end of this program, my take is that I think in context of population, delimitation, language, I think the larger issue is that it's a narrative war. I think it's more of a narrative war. It might suit Stalin, but I don't know whether it will suit Congress or not. In this war, Stalin might have a position and a pivot for 2026 assembly election, but I don't know how it's going to help the Congress party nationally. So thank you all of you for joining my show, because I think Stalin continues, and I can say at the end, as a conclusion, continues to dominate the agenda of this North-South politics. I don't know how far it's going to go, whether it's going to benefit the nation or not, it's a different debate, but he has set the agenda, and that's all on 1.1. But after the break, we'll discuss this insistence on separate administration. is stalling the talks in Manipur. What next should happen?
You work too hard. Work smart like me.
Why? Won a lottery, is it?
You can say so. I'm investing in a great scheme in the share market. High returns guaranteed.
Your high returns aren't Karan Arjun for them to definitely come to you.
Meaning?
Dad, there's risk involved in the share market. Nobody can promise guaranteed high returns. It's illegal to do so.
Really?
Yeah.